Welcome back to the First and Gold podcast, and we're back with another tier list video. And we got one that I'm surprised we actually haven't done yet, but it's going to be ranking every major sport. So, we got a lot of them. This one is going to be very subjective. Guys, don't be pissed off at me. One, because, obviously, look at me. Do I look like I really play all sports? No, it's just an opinion, okay? But I live in the US, so disclaimer, I obviously know all these sports, but some of them, not so popular around here, so I'll try my best to grade them based on how much I like them, how good I think the sport is. So, before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what your favorite sport is, and here we go. Let's start with, if you guys know my channel, big NFL guy. That's most of our content on here. So obviously, I'm going to have to start with an S tier with American football. It's just my entire life, pretty much. You ask Al behind the camera, he tries to talk literally about anything else that's popular in the world culturally, and I'm just like, sorry, my brain's just focused directly on football 24/7. I know nothing else about anything. So, it's going to be hard for me to say anything negative about the sport. Yes, I know it has its negatives. Let's just say 50% of the league retired probably has CTE at this point. But, listen, as somebody who grew up my entire life not only watching football, but playing football, everything about it encompassing is just so much fun. It pulls me in every single time. The storylines, the season itself. The fact that I'm a Chiefs fan definitely helps my enjoyment levels watching every single Sunday. Red zone, the uniforms. It's entirely... I know it's not popular in many other countries, and a lot of people do not like American football. But man, once you get sucked into it, there's no coming back. And it is just the greatest sport in the world, in my opinion. And there is nothing else that makes me happier in terms of entertainment. So I have to put it number one in S tier. Basketball, this one's tough. I'm between S and A. I'll put basketball in S tier. I'll put it in S tier. Behind football, obviously. But if I had to pick, yeah, basketball is definitely my second favorite sport. I would actually argue that basketball is more fun to play than football. Shout out, we just put out a video before this, football versus basketball. Al and I did a debate. Go check out that video. I picked football, of course, but it was hard for me in that video to say a lot of negative things about basketball because basketball, it's just so iconic. Obviously more popular around the world than football is. Have you ever been to a basketball game and truly just see how athletic these guys are compared to just on the screen? This is just coming from somebody who usually gets nosebleed seats. I can't even imagine what it's like to sit courtside at a basketball game. Just these monsters playing at full speed with amazing stamina, dunking. It's obviously one of the most fun sports to watch. It's fast-paced. It's in the Olympics. That's how popular it is. And I think it's just so iconic, especially here in America. Just all the great players we've gotten to watch over our childhoods. So, basketball, up there. S tier, so much fun to play as well. Very accessible too. All you gotta do, just find a court, go get a ball, get your friends together, and have a good time. So, love doing that. And now, here is number 3. We're starting off with pretty much the most popular sports, other than football, I guess, but pretty much overall, most popular sports. This is the most popular in the world, for sure. And this is gonna be, I'm already warning you guys, this is gonna be the last S tier sport on this list. It's going to be soccer, or as most people call it, football. But I'm going to call it soccer because I live here, so deal with it. Here's the funny thing with soccer. I've never played growing up. I barely watch it. Anytime I do watch it, or even I play FIFA, and I suck at that game as well, anytime I do anything that has to do with soccer, I have a good time. And I totally understand why it's the most popular sport in the world. And if I didn't grow up here in the United States, and let's say I grew up somewhere in Europe, that would probably be my favorite sport. So, totally understand why it's super popular. Have you seen the crowds and the fan bases of some of these soccer teams? The World Cup, biggest sporting event in the entire world. It's coming to the United States next year. I'm very excited for it. I'm definitely going to try to go to at least one of the games. It's got to be up there, and I think find someone who really dislikes soccer. It's going to be tough. The only thing you could have against it, as some people say, is it's maybe a little slow pace, but even then, I like that it has the running clock, and they just add the extra time at the end. I love a good shootout, penalty kicks. Just kind of I think people underrate how well designed the sport is in terms of the art of how they pass the ball and how they set themselves up for certain shots, the athleticism of the goalies. There's just so much fun stuff to watch, especially in person. I went to a few soccer games when I went to college. So much fun to watch. So yeah, I'm putting S tier. Baseball. Oh God, baseball. Man, am I gonna get kicked out of the country for this? But oh my gosh, I'm sorry to people watching. I'm putting baseball in C tier, and that's a tough one. I can't help it. I know there's diehard baseball fans out there that defend themselves every single day against the people that claim that it's a boring sport. And I've tried so many times to watch baseball, especially on television, and I just can't do it. It's a background sport to me. I actually enjoy going to minor league games the most out of any baseball atmosphere, especially in the summer. You got kind of your tight-knit community in a smaller ballpark. It feels very Americana. But overall, I mean, I'm sorry. I tried playing baseball growing up. Maybe it's because I sucked at it. I don't know. But it's just, I can't just stand. I can't sit there and watch. Like, if my kid wants to play baseball, like, I'll support him and everything. But it's going to be tough to just sit there and watch the game. It's just so slow paced. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I really am. And I think it has, compared to football, basketball, and soccer, if you're showing the best baseball highlights that exist, they don't compare. Not only athletically, but just in terms of pure excitement. Like, it's bad. I know this is just me probably, but I was falling asleep in Game 7 of the World Series in 2016, which I know is one of the most iconic games in baseball history in the last 25 years. I'm sorry. Anyways, just spread all the hate comments down below. I know, I get it. I'm 387 pounds. How can you talk about sports? Just go on about it. I know already. Anyways, let's move on to hockey. Now, another sport that's very popular here in the US, obviously Canada, that's where it derived from as well. I'm going to go A tier for hockey. Now, another one like soccer where I actually did play hockey growing up for 3 years, I believe. Very, very fun. I just was terrible at it, so I just gave up. But listen, when you go to a hockey game, like, the atmosphere is a lot better and more intense than you think it's going to be. And it's a lot of fun. A little cold, but, you know, you get used to it. Just put on a jacket. But listen, hockey is intense, and I haven't done a ton of research, but from all the people that I know that like hockey and what I see online, it is one of the best run organizations in general in terms of always listening to what the fans want and making sure that it's as intense and as fun as it can possibly be. I love the fact, of course, in hockey that you could just pick fights with one another and they just stop the entire game so they can hash it out. I love that part of hockey. I love the penalty box. I think that's a cool part of the game. I like the fact that if you're sitting right up against the glass, you don't know what's going to happen. You might have a player being shoved right into your face at any point in the game. And I love those videos, kind of like when basketball, when they try to dunk and the glass shatters. I like those videos when someone gets checked into the hockey wall and the whole thing just shatters. I think that's funny. Also, I like skating. Skating's fun. So overall, I'm putting hockey in A tier. I wish I was good at hockey growing up. I probably would have played it more during the winter because it's just it's a little bit similar to football in the fact that you're wearing pads and it is a high contact sport. So I do like that about hockey. But yeah, I'm putting A tier for sure. All right, another. Ooh, this is borderline. I'm actually going to put this in A tier as well. This is tennis. I'm sure there's a good chunk of people watching that think tennis is probably a C or an F tier sport, solely based on the fact that a lot of people think it's boring. But man, if you really, really know a thing or two about tennis and you start watching intensely, especially during matches like the US Open when it starts getting towards the finals, even in person, I was lucky enough to go to the US Open and I watched Rafael Nadal lose to, oh man, I forget his name, but it was somebody that really wasn't favored in this game, and it went like 3.5 hours, and it was so intense. Maybe I'll find a picture for Al to put up. I was in the front row. I was on television for a little bit there, and you could see me there. It was in 2016, and that was one of the best sporting events I've ever been to live. But not just that itself, but I love playing tennis, especially when it gets nice out. Another one like basketball, super accessible. You just get a nice racket, a packet of tennis balls. You go to your local court and you have fun. It's very nice. It's just easy to take on. I like racket sports in general a lot. Tennis is very underrated. I think tennis gets a bad rap from the people. And this is kind of like people that are going to try to defend baseball to me, but I'm kind of flipping on that side here and doing the same with tennis. But I think for people that say tennis is boring, give it a try. Give it a try. All right, golf, C. I'll put baseball above golf. You know what? We'll see at the end of this. I might move baseball up to B. We'll see. But, yeah, golf, another sport where I really just gave it a try in terms of watching it. I know tons of people in my life that love golf, love playing golf. I will say I worked on a golf course like 6 years ago. And being on a golf course is one of the most peaceful things you can do. I do like the environment itself. You know, the etiquette is definitely interesting, you know, in terms of how serious people take it with the collared shorts and the long pants, and they have the cart girls coming by, and it's a very, I'm trying to find a way to put it. It's just a very particular sport in certain ways. That's very interesting. I mean, a country club has a certain vibe to it for sure that some people don't feel comfortable in. But no, I think overall it's still a very, very nice atmosphere. When you watch, let's say like the US Open for golf, you have Jim Nantz talking in a very, very, very quiet, soothing voice, talking about the players going up to the tee. Oh, and he hits it down and it goes 297 yards. Like, they do it like that, and I think that's nice. But when you're watching it, after like 30 minutes, you're starting to nod off a little bit. You're like, all right, okay. Oh, Phil Mickelson. What's up, Phil Mickelson? Okay, anyways, if I had to give one huge positive to golf, I like driving ranges. That's fun to go to. But no, overall for the sport, I don't care. I really don't. I'm putting a C tier. Volleyball. Volleyball's an interesting one. I like volleyball. But do I put it in A tier? I don't have anything in B right now. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm going to put volleyball B tier. Top of B tier, though. It's very close to A tier. I love playing volleyball. I played a little bit in college. Not professionally, of course, but just like intramural or whatever. Beach volleyball is so much fun to play with your friends. Even watching volleyball. Like, volleyball is definitely up there in terms of the Summer Olympics of sports that I'm always looking out for. I think it's just very satisfying to watch the ball move around. They're setting up for the spike. The only thing that bothers me about volleyball is when the players immediately huddle up right after every single play happens, and they like don't really even say anything. They just do it because it's like tradition. I don't know. That bothers me for some reason. But in college, also going to watch a lot of volleyball games. It was a lot of fun. I think it's a very easy sport. Not easy, but fun sport to pick up that's very accessible. So I'll put it in B tier. All right, track and field, A tier. Ooh, do I put it above tennis? It's like tied with tennis for me. I mean, what's better than seeing the people all over the planet that can run the fastest, jump the farthest, jump the highest, and some of the strongest people in the entire world with shot put. And then also hammer throw is crazy. I played a lot of field in high school. I did javelin, shot put, and discus. Those are so much fun to do. Actually, I would say shot put's the most boring, and that's probably the most popular field event. But yeah, it's just so diverse. There's just so many options you can have with track and field, and I think that's why it's usually the most popular sport come Summer Olympics time. And somebody might say, oh, this just feels like an Olympic sport in general. No, a lot of people watch those trials in order to move up to try to qualify yourself for the Summer Olympics. Like, a lot of people like to watch that stuff. In terms of athleticism, what is people's most favorite thing to watch? And I would say, if you had to pick a category, I would say speed is probably up there as number one. People like to see people run fast, and mix that with also your long distance runners. There's just so many things to latch onto. Even if you play track and field in high school or middle school, you can try out so many different things, and everybody will find something to latch onto. So I think overall track and field has so much to offer, so much variety, and it's very entertaining. So I'll put it in A tier. Rugby. I'll go B for rugby. I mean, very similar to football. I have tried watching rugby, and I actually do enjoy it. I really tried this year in the Summer Olympics to watch it a lot. If I were to watch it more and more, that I would really get immersed into it, and it would move up the ladder pretty quickly. The only reason I'm putting it in B is because rugby is just really not a big staple here in America, and I don't really have time just to watch it that often. But actually, I'll put it above volleyball. I think rugby, super underrated. I like the fact that it is a contact sport, but there's no pads too, which obviously for the players it's probably not fun. especially after the game. But overall, I like rugby. That's a solid top of B tier for me. Lacrosse, F. Lacrosse. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. There are tons of people I knew in high school that played lacrosse, but I mean, God, it's just, I can't with lacrosse. It's just, how do you even track the ball half the time? I will give it this. I think top 3 hardest position in all of sports in the world is a lacrosse goalie. Because one, if that ball hits you and it's not in a padded area, that shit must fucking hurt. Second of all, how are you tracking that ball? I mean, kudos to those guys. But overall, I just have literally zero interest in ever watching it in my entire life. And I did try playing it once, and I don't know. It was just nothing. It was a nothing burger to me. And there are lacrosse people out there. I mean, lacrosse and baseball people right now are probably fuming watching this video, and I apologize. Car racing, aka your NASCARs and your F1s, and any other league of that sort. We'll even throw horse racing in there. Why not? But, you know, overall racing at a track, let's say. I know F1 is really popular, and then obviously NASCAR here in the United States, in certain regions specifically, are just, it's the thing. I feel like I don't want to piss too many people off. I can't put it above baseball, though. I'm sorry. I know racing is very popular, and it's fun, obviously, to see cars at full speed go at it, and the crashes are insane, and whatever, but at this point, it's one of those sports that I also just, I never seek out. And maybe I'll change my mind if I go to a racetrack in person and see something like that. I'm sure it's a lot of fun, but overall, I'm not going to put it above some of these other sports, and I'm going to put it in C tier. Cricket. What letter does cricket start with? C. That's where you're going. Okay, this is really controversial. I'm sorry, everybody. But look, I'm an American. I'm a stupid, dumb American who barely has ever watched cricket. I'm sorry. I know it's literally a top 3 sport in terms of popularity in the entire world. I love how people are like, it's basically just baseball with a paddle now. I know it's not. I'm not going to say some dumb shit like that. But, I don't know. I mean, it looks fine. I'm sorry. Like, the only reason I'm putting it this far down is because I just never watch it. So, I don't really have a say on where cricket stands, and people that are golf fans are watching this are like, okay, then why do you still have golf below it? Because it's golf, all right? All right, moving on. Swimming, B. You'll never catch me watching swimming if it's not the Summer Olympics, but I enjoy going to your local gym that has a pool in it and swimming some laps occasionally. Other than that, yes, it's a lot of fun to watch your Michael Phelpses and your Ryan Lochte's and, you know, everybody who else is popular right now go out there and do their thing in the Summer Olympics. But overall, swimming, it's fine. I think it's a solid lower B tier sport. Ping pong. Listen, ping pong to play is like A tier. I love playing ping pong. If you go over anybody's house and they got a ping pong table, that's like the first thing you're gravitating towards. So in terms of playing it, that 100% bumps it up to at least B tier. Watching it though, it is kind of fun watching it occasionally, especially in the Olympics. Huge sport in Asia, specifically China as well. I know that. But can I really put it on the same level as your track and fields, your tennises? No. So I'm going to put it in B tier. I'll put it behind rugby. But yeah, I mean, it's ping pong. It's not like this crazy, grandiose sport or anything, but it definitely has gained popularity over the last 20, 30 years, for sure. It's a lot of fun to play. So I respect ping pong, but I feel like it'd be weird to put it above B tier. Okay, we got a few more sports left. This is our only winter sport on here, because let's just be honest, winter sports aren't that popular. So I picked what I think is probably the most popular, which is skiing. Skiing just feels like more of a hobby in general. I don't mind it when it comes on during the Winter Olympics. I've only tried skiing like twice in my entire life. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I can't really say too much. I know there's big skiers out there. It's a very expensive sport if you want to get into it, which I don't really love, but I mean, it's fine. If you like winter and you enjoy going down a giant mountain and going fast, I guess it's fine. But I'm going to put it in C tier behind baseball.
You'll have to ski it to believe it.
Gymnastics. It's similar to swimming, where it is very impressive, first of all, and it is fun to watch during the Summer Olympics, but who the f*** is watching gymnastics outside of the Olympics? I'm sorry, but I get it. A lot of, especially like young women, they grow up and do gymnastics throughout their entire lives, and in elementary, middle school, and it's very popular, but I don't know. I can't help it. I really don't care about gymnastics. The gymnastics.
That's why I was laughing when you
Oh, fuck. All right, this is why we're at the end here. Bowling, Jim, I don't know. All right, I'll go. Ooh, bowling is interesting. So I think out of the most boring sports to watch, this ranks the highest for those in terms of me playing it. I'm going to put it in A tier, which might be pretty controversial. I love bowling, except for the fact that my wrist always hurts afterwards. It's probably because I have no idea what I'm doing in terms of technique or form, and I just have a weak wrist. But in general, I love the vibe of a bowling alley. It's just very old school a lot of the time, and even the new ones have like cool arcades in it, and they got like the bar and everything. So I think usually going bowling is always a fun time. And listen, yes, watching it, like I was saying, not the best experience, except shout out Pete Weber for one of the most iconic quotes and moments in sports in general. I will put up a clip, but basically he just turns to the crowd and screams, "Who do you think you are? I am."
And he got it!
That is right, I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
Yeah, I'm putting an A tier. I don't think it's like there with hockey, but that's why it's at the bottom. But I also don't think it's on the level of rugby. I think it's a little bit better than that. So, that being said, I'm sure this was a controversial one. I'm sorry to all the people that have their favorite sports in the lower tiers, but that's why we got to get you guys to comment down below and let us know what you think, because we love interacting with all of you beautiful people, and we'll go through the rankings one more time. Here we go. S tier, American football, basketball, and soccer. A tier, hockey, tennis, track and field, and bowling. B tier, rugby, ping pong, volleyball, and swimming. C tier, this one's tough, I'm sorry everybody, baseball, skiing, racing, gymnastics, cricket, and golf. And then F tier is lacrosse. Sorry, lacrosse fans, but anyways, thank you guys for watching so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go follow us on TikTok and Instagram at First and Gold. We'll see you guys for another video. Goodbye.